Somebody come get 'em. They're too old for TikTok.
Hello and welcome to Too Old for TikTok episode 242. It's February and a lot's going on TikTok. Mostly I'm excited because the Olympics are rolling around. So on my For You page, I will get into Olympic content and you're just going to have to bear with me because I'm going to be a lot of Olympics for the next however long they're going on, which is so happy because maybe I'll get off the newborn side of TikTok, which I need to remove myself from.
Yes, I have some commentary on that when we get to it. And also just for my knowledge, and I'm so sorry if I should know this, have the Olympics started yet?
No, they start on Friday.
Okay.
Opening ceremonies are Friday.
I have listened to some of the Matthew Rogers, Bowen Yang podcast about the Olympics.
Oh, yes. That started already? Okay, I didn't know that.
Yes.
Gotta listen.
I am aware, but I am not on top of it. And then my second question is, are both the Olympics and the Super Bowl on NBC?
I don't know what channel the Super Bowl is on. Maybe NBC, probably.
Okay.
But yeah.
Just out of
probably.
curiosity.
I don't know. Yeah,
right.
Good question. But the Super Bowl is Sunday, too. I'm excited to see those commercials.
And make your famous lasagna.
I will be making lasagna this year.
And it's going to be, are you going to dress Lila up like a football? Or
Actually, I think I have a hand-me-down of some football outfit. That's a good reminder. I got to check because it would be the appropriate day for her to wear it.
Or a hot dog.
What does a hot dog have to do with the Super Bowl?
I don't know. I feel like it's a snack that someone could. Oh, I guess that's a baseball game.
I mean, I'm sure you eat hot dogs.
Like a stadium snack.
Okay.
You know I'm off hot dogs, right?
No.
The last time I had hot dogs, it wasn't the last time I had hot dogs. The second to last time I had hot dogs at Grace Papaya with Ashley, friend of the pod.
Oh, I didn't hear about
could not
this.
stop burping in the car ride to Philly. And I was like, something like my body can't digest hot dogs.
To be honest, it could have just been the Grace Papaya
Well,
hot
as I
dog.
said, that was the second to last time. So the last time I had a hot dog was I shared a hot dog with Ivan at Costco.
Oh, well, Costco hot dog. You know, I've never had one. I gotta try
they're
one.
So good. You know I'm gonna eat hot dogs again.
I know you are. You're not off hot dogs.
All right, let's get to the TikToks.
Let's get to TikTok. I think at this point, everyone's For You page, there's AI slop, as you like to call it, Catalina, because it is slop. But it's very informative. So I have a love-hate relationship with it.
Let's contextualize this a little bit before diving into the examples.
Yes.
As we know, we live in an AI society, and I want to say months ago, but maybe I just can't remember the passage of time, Ashley, friend of the pod, messaged us saying she was getting all of these AI videos that were giving her useful information. And I was like, I don't want to watch those because I don't want to be watching AI content all the time. And so they kind of fell off my radar until what I think was the algorithm shift, where they changed the TikTok algorithm, because my videos have been different. And suddenly I started getting so many AI videos.
So I'm going to start with my favorite example, which is about poop. So it's the creator's name is health.habits12. The AI has created very cute, I will say, poop characters who have eyes and mouths, and then they talk to you about the poop. Here's the audio.
I'm a dry piece of shit. Do you hear me? I'm like this because you eat little fiber, no vegetables, no greens, and that's the result. Look at me. I'm all cracked. You just forget to drink water. Drink more water every day, and it will be easier for me to get out. Hey, I'm too soft. You're overeating and eating too fast. Slow down, chew properly, and don't overload your stomach.
Stop! This is already diarrhea. It could be an infection, stress, or bad food. We can't go on like this. Drink water and pay attention to your condition.
I'm the perfect poop because you eat fiber, drink water, and move. Keep up the good work. We make a great team.
Very informative.
Yes, I think that the aspect of this that is drawing people in is that these are sort of anthropomorphic AI figures that are teaching you information, oftentimes with feelings of either, as we saw in this example, anger or happiness or sadness. And I saw one commenter describe it as cocoa melon for adults, and it's so true.
That's so
It's
true.
so
It's
accurate.
like crack. Yeah.
It's so accurate. As we know, I am very much on the dermatology side of TikTok, so I was getting a lot about skin treatments and products and how to address your skin, I guess. I don't know. How to use skin products correctly. So this is also like all different users, which is kind of interesting.
I was just going to say, let's play this. This one's by Live Longer Lab.
I'm niacinamide. I strengthen your skin barrier and calm irritation. I reduce pores and brighten tone.
I'm hyaluronic acid. I hydrate your skin deeply. I plump skin and reduce wrinkles.
I'm mandelic acid. I exfoliate gently and brighten dark spots without irritation. I fight acne for sensitive skin.
And then the next one we have is by mine_wavelength about supplements.
Never take us together. Calcium, B12, omega-3, and ashwagandha. I'm calcium. I block iron and zinc. Never mix us. Space us by 4 hours, or you absorb nothing. I'm B12. Take me empty stomach, mornings only. Take me at dinner, rookie mistake. You'll never sleep.
I'm very curious as to how these all look the same. I guess they're all using the same AI program and the same sounds and stuff, but they're all different creators, which is curious.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. Someone wrote on this supplement one, "This is my Miss Rachel."
Yeah.
I also saw one that was one of the like vegetable ones, which we'll get to the parodies of these videos.
Yeah, the parodies are rolling in and they're so good.
It was like they were all sad for some reason. Like,
the vegetables are all sad.
They were like so sad, and it was very like heart-wrenching content. But I have gotten a few where the information is wrong. There are several that tell you not to wash your cast iron pans with soap, which is actually a misconception. It used to be that soap had lye in it and it would strip cast iron pans, but now the way that both the cast iron pans and the soap is made, it's fine to use soap. And in fact,
never
I
even
think
heard
people,
of lye.
Well, it's like
Now
a former ingredient in soap. Should I make it? Should I be like, I'm lye?
Yeah, you should.
I strip the what is it? The enamel from your cast iron pan.
So we forgot last week to mention that the pasta video we mentioned was a parody of AI, because it was basically, I'm pasta, don't wash me off or all my sauce is gonna fall off because all the starch is missing. And it was a man doing that, not an AI. So there's so many the parodies are all hysterical. This one's by GED Haya A, and it's me remembering what AI food told me.
I'm an onion. The fridge makes me soft and damp, and I spoil faster that way. I keep longer outside.
And it's her taking out of this supermarket bag an onion.
Yes.
And she won't put it in a fridge because of what the AI said.
Yeah, I guess there's a few people doing reactions to those ones. There's also people like the pasta guy imitating them. Speaking of the pasta guy, I made pasta last week after we talked about that video. I also think I didn't really fully understand the video even after I got around to watching it because I hadn't really gotten the AI videos yet. So that part didn't click for me.
Right.
But I was talking with Sam, friend of the pod, member of the Tertulia, about this recently, where rinsing off, I understand why he's saying to rinse off the pasta because you do want the starch to emulsify, but that is why in most recipes they tell you, if you're trying to emulsify, to save starchy water from the actual pasta.
Right, but not to rinse the actual pasta. You save the water, but you don't rinse the pasta off.
Sure. I mean, are you rinsing the pasta off, Dina?
So that's what I was saying last week, is that I forget, and sometimes I just run the water. But because you know what? Chickpea pasta that I make actually on the instructions tells you to rinse it off.
Okay, well, that's probably because that is like
it's chickpea,
not
it's
something that is of this earth. I also think that there's a difference between if you are trying to cool down the pasta and then, like, is your objective emulsifying? If your objective is emulsifying...
Do you know how I cook? There's no objective. I'm not worried. Let's move on.
Yeah, sorry.
Let's move on.
Okay,
it's not
we're
about
done
the
with
pasta.
This. It's not about the pasta.
It's not about the pasta. Okay, moving on to my For You page. Olympics. Okay, so a great follow has been Hannah.boards, who's sharing the swag she's getting from the Olympics. So there are the Olympic halls. So although the Olympics hasn't started yet, people are in the village getting all the swag. And here's one about Ralph Lauren.
Let's unbox the Ralph Lauren Olympic gear for Team USA. Okay, I'm gonna take it all out and categorize it so this is a bit more organized. This is insane. All right, let's start with the sweaters and the sweatshirts. Okay, first is this sweater. So cute, quarter zip, love. This crew neck with the Olympic team patch and the Ralph Lauren bear. This very simple crew neck. I love this one. Just says Team USA with the patch on the side.
So I just love to see life at the Olympic Village. And it's really fascinating to me that a number of years ago, when TikTok was first getting popular and the Olympics were happening, there were not as many athletes doing this on TikTok. Now I think every athlete not every athlete, but there's so many more, knowing that like people are interested in seeing what Olympic life is like when you're at the Olympics. So there's just a number of athletes that are on TikTok, and it's hard to keep up because there's going to be some stars, there's going to be some standouts like there always is.
Like
so
the muffin guy.
The muffin guy, he just posted a video and asked the US to take him to the Olympic Village so he can rate foods or something. That was one of his videos, which would be very funny.
I think that it's also for them an opportunity to attract brand attention, because a lot of the people who were sort of like the breakout stars in Olympics past, like Alana, the rugby player, you know, she's really become a public figure. And it's because of her personality and her presence online. It's not because she's an amazing rugby player, obviously.
Right, but also great personality.
She's been able to leverage that into brand deals and other forms. I also feel like heated rivalry is so in the back of my head when I'm thinking about the Olympics now, because I'm like, what closeted gay men are at the Olympics refusing to have sex with one another or having sex with one another, or gay women, and you know, all the forms.
Yeah, like what's happening at the Olympic Village?
What's
we
happening?
Need to know.
I just really want the food report, especially in Italy. I'm curious.
Yeah. Oh, and speaking of pasta.
Excellent.
All right, the next thing on my For You page, because of course I'm still in the throes of a newborn era, there's a video about baby sleep data by Anthony Goto.
My name's Anthony. I'm a staff engineer at Netflix, and I'm also a new parent to this guy right here. But I'm not a first-time new parent. This is my second, and I want to share with you what it's like when they say being a parent makes it so you can't sleep. And I'm going to show you with my first child. And this is what I have. So this right here, this is the sleep data for my first child. What we're looking at here is this is the first month of sleep information. So the blue is sleep, the orange is feeding, and what you can see here is we're actually living life in 2 to 3 hour increments, right? The notion of a 24-hour day, that goes out the window. The notion of night being a thing goes out the window. And you just kind of have to accept that as the reality. And so this is really tough. This is a tough time, but you just kind of make do. You do what you can, and the goal here is to get the baby big and healthy and eating a lot. Okay, but then you get to the second month. And so what are we doing here? What we're trying to do here is we're trying to start coalescing some of the sleep. We want to aggregate it. So look at this band near the bottom. The second from the bottom here, this guy right here. You can see what we're doing is we're trying to gather the sleep into chunks of night sleep. That band near the bottom, that is that little light band, that's midnight. So we're trying to just band some of the sleep. The day is still crazy, but the night is getting a bit cleaner. The baby hit 2 months old. You can see that band at the bottom is getting a bit more cleaner, right? We're getting some longer stretches of time. And again, we're just trying to get as much food into that baby as possible so it can sleep a long time. Now you can see the day is still a free-for-all. It's still really gnarly. This is still a really tough time. And yeah, in fact, you can see the nights are getting a bit longer, but you can see there's still some spots in there where we're waking up in the middle of the night. Those are still really difficult times. This is still a really tough time. But now you get to 3 months, and look at this. See that? Now we're getting actual sleep. We can sleep at night. Life is starting to get a lot better.
So this is more visual because this man has charted this baby sleep data on a huge board in his office.
I have a question about the logistics of the chart that maybe he says at the beginning of the video that I didn't. And I watched this entire video because at first I was like, I don't know. And then I was like, I'm in rapture. Like, it's so
if you're going to have a
captivating.
baby, I think you should watch it.
But also just in terms of like the display of data as like someone who
it's
works
beautiful.
with data, it's really cool to see the data visualization. But my question that people were talking about in the comments, is he projecting it? Is he projecting
I actually
it?
don't know. He does explain it in one of the comments, and I couldn't figure it out either.
It was because it's augmented reality, right?
It is AR. Yeah, it's AR to...
So
I guess project it? I don't know.
I mean, yeah, so he's basically using AR. It looks like Post-its, though. I watched the whole thing being like, wow, this man took a long time to put up
looks like
Post-its.
it was printed on a huge glass wall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's very impressive. I wish I knew more about this before I had a baby. Conceptually, people tell you, but when you see it visually, it's like, oh, wow, yeah, that is what happens. Your sleep's very broken in the beginning, and then hopefully, like, you know, there's the phase where children become good sleepers and they just sleep through the night.
Right. Well, going into the comment section on this, first I learned, yes, it is an AR overlay, and people are talking about Huckleberry,
the app, which
Have you used it?
I have used it. So the first thing they tell you to do is that you need to track how much your baby's eating and how much they're peeing and pooping. Because they'll ask you at the pediatrician. So you're like not getting any sleep. You're not going to remember.
It's like when they ask you if you got your period, like when you last got your period, and you're like, I don't know, like 2027.
In the future, yeah. So everyone recommended this Huckleberry app, but it becomes this like really tedious thing also. So a lot of the comments are like, I have PTSD from this app, because there was just one day where me and Ben were like, okay, we're not going to track anymore. Because basically if your baby's healthy, like it's very cool from the data aspect, but like it all becomes too much.
It's like calorie counting or budgeting or any form of like.
It's all too much.
Which we'll get to budgeting also. But there's so many ways to over optimize our lives.
Exactly.
And sometimes we just need to, you know what, our parents were able to raise us more or less well without the Huckleberry app. Right. But I think it is, like you were saying, in the early weeks,
it was
quite useful.
Helpful. Yeah. Exactly. And I did use it recently because I did want to see how much she was eating in a day for a certain doctor appointment. And so it was super useful. But one day of it, it just wasn't doing it day in and day out is just way too much. But I'm glad this person did it for sleep, because I haven't been tracking sleep. You kind of like know your child's sleep patterns, but it's fun to see that there's an end in sight, hopefully.
Well, and going into the comment section on this taught me two things. First of all, for your mental health, you need to not be on so much baby content, because people are crazy.
People are crazy. So what happens in these comments, anything about child sleep, there's basically two sides of TikTok, and I guess two camps in life of you should not sleep train your baby, or you should sleep train your baby. So, and people on TikTok in the comments like go to bat for pro versus con. Like it's really wild. So yes, I need to stay off. I need to just do my thing and not go on social media about this.
Yes, I think that when we want to be informed and defer to experts, but when we are doing too much like armchair investigation, that's another way that people kind of spin out, because just because you can read a study doesn't mean you know whether or not that study was like good. I say this like coming from like academia. It's like you could see a study that was published in a paper that still could be extraordinarily flawed, and so frequently these things are cited as Bible, to quote what's her face, the Bible, but also the Kardashian
Bible.
So, and then but I was recently listening to a podcast where they were talking about the cry it out method, and they like made some flippant comments because neither of them are parents, and I guess it like caused like a huge kerfuffle, and everyone was like, "You can't let your baby cry it out."
They'll
and,
be fucked up for the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
Wait, I saw one that said they'll go into survival mode, so then they'll stop crying because they're just trying to survive, and then it'll cause them trauma for the rest of their lives. Like all of this, also the extremes of like, I don't think it's gonna. Anyway,
and
this is a whole.
Okay, yes, we could talk about this forever, and we are not a child rearing podcast. The one last thing I want to say about people being unwell is in the comments, some woman whose handle was like holistic health. So we know where this is going. Was like, is your baby ill? Why are they always taking medicine? Like, oh, we need to give them their baby Lexapros. Anyway,
what's been on your For You page?
Oh, well, as you know, the AI slop, which I just had the idea. Should Sam and I put that on our slop scale? AI slop?
That's a different scale.
I know.
That's like a different tab.
I know. Okay, well, last week I mentioned the whole like becoming a Chinese baddie, becoming Chinese trend. And maybe I willed it into existence, or it like really took off in the week since. But boy, oh boy, is that every other video on my page right now. And there are so many tips, so many fun creators coming out of the woodwork. We have a lot of people reacting to, and this is one video, Fairy Tales of Blue, their updates since becoming Chinese.
Be careful being Chinese, because being Chinese got me on the toilet. Because I don't normally have bowel movements, and ever since I've been drinking hot water every day, it's just breaking up whatever in there.
I want to try this. If it helps me poop, then great. What's there to lose?
I would say on the AI scale, or not, yeah, the AI slop poop video scale, my poop is in the good category at the moment because I've been really on my fiber journey.
You're always on your fiber journey.
But I mean, I've been on it for over a year now. So is it even a journey, or is it a lifestyle?
It's a lifestyle. I do want to try the hot water thing. That sounds easy enough.
This one creator, Sherry, is one of the main people who is giving like the how to be a Chinese baddie advice. And so this is a video where she's sort of summarizing some of the key points that people are taking into account.
Now that you're Chinese, you need to stop walking around your house barefoot, okay? Because Chinese people, we don't do that. We wear 拖鞋 around the house. So enough with the shoes in the house, enough with the barefoot in the house, the socks, okay? Don't get your socks dirty. We can't be having that, no. 拖鞋.
Most of this is traditional Chinese medicine, like the idea of like keeping your feet warm. I saw something, I actually thought of it yesterday, because you're not supposed to expose your stomach because like you're not supposed to get warm, or you're not supposed to get cold. And I was at a restaurant and this girl walked in, was wearing like, first of all, it's negative 100 million degrees, and she was wearing like a belly shirt, and I was like, oh no, she needs to cover her stomach because of traditional Chinese medicine.
When you say belly shirt, what's the difference between a belly shirt and a crop top? Same?
I feel like a crop top doesn't necessarily show your belly button. It's just, it's not long. A crop top is cropped, where it's like, it might hit at your hips, but your stomach is covered frequently. It can also be a belly crop top. Okay. But a belly shirt is like,
your belly's
out. Your belly button is out. But you want to try, tell me what you want to try, because I have some thoughts too. Like what,
I think one of them was just taking your shoes off. I'm wearing slippers.
You don't do that?
Oh, no, I do that. But I was going to say I wear OOFOS around the house, not slippers.
Yes, but I wear socks with OOFOS, and that's totally
Me too.
Fine. That's fine.
I wear
Chinese.
socks with OOFOS.
It's fine. It's Chinese.
Okay, so I already do that.
We're keeping our feet warm. Yeah. We're wearing house socks. Here's
my feet
one
are always cold.
that I'm not really on board with is the first thing you drink in the morning is hot water.
No, that's what I want to try.
You want just hot water?
Well, I would like to try it because that other video is saying it helps you go to the bathroom.
Oh, also because it's like they're boiling it with apples. They're boiling it with like jujubes. They're boiling it with like all sorts of different types of infusions. So you're not just, I think that last week when we were talking about it, and even just now, I was like, oh, like I don't really want to drink just plain hot water, but you're really just drinking like tea. Or infusions, not
especially in this cold weather. My apartment's pretty cold. When it's hot out, I don't think I could do it, but in the cold, sure.
I'm a big ice water girly. I'm sorry, that's the most non-Chinese thing about me.
It is.
That's it. So yeah, and then the other one is like eat a warm breakfast. That's just for me.
It's so hard to prepare.
I have already
So
locked
hard.
in with my fiber routine, which is a smoothie. I did learn a horrifying fact last weekend, which is actually how I concluded on the don't over optimize your life track, which is apparently there were some studies done at UC Davis, which was the lab that Ivan's grandfather used to run, specifically to study antioxidants. So I'm mad at this man, Ivan's, may he rest in peace, Pada. But he didn't do this study. But it was that apparently when you blend bananas and berries, the banana and berries, once blended, counteract the antioxidants
Absolutely
that
not.
you're able to
That's
absorb.
garbage news to realize. Because of course, if I'm making a smoothie, I'm blending banana and berries together.
Exactly. And then so
I
I
wish
was
I
reading about
unheard
it and I was
that.
like, do I need to like
No.
undo my smoothies? And then I read about it and
Absolutely
I read more
not.
into it, and it was like and by read more into it, I talked to ChatGPT for a few minutes, and it was and it reassured me that like
You're fine.
It's not that you're not. It's like we can't measure exactly how many antioxidants we're absorbing, and as long as you are eating a high fiber, nutritious diet, you're good. Just
See,
you're
we're
fine.
we're all given way too much information.
Exactly. Like,
But and that
we need
that
to
actually,
unplug and walk
we
into
need
the
to
sea.
unplug for sure. My mother said I read too much because I was telling her certain things about newborns. But also, before we move on to your free page, going back to newborn sleep, she has told me that my brother slept 14 hours a night at 6 weeks old.
No.
And I said, well, he's almost 40. Maybe you're misremembering. And she's like, no, ask this one. He slept 14 hours a night. But the baby's stomachs are too small. They would not survive that. So, Mom, I know you're listening. I still don't think.
You know what,
my
Pamela?
brother
I have
slept
a
14
recording
hours a night.
of you saying some things about your brother as a child.
About her son, yes.
So maybe that might be why he slept 14 hours
You could
a night.
say it's what she smoked when she was pregnant with him.
But like how much, you know? But what was she saying? She was like, well, imagine if I hadn't smoked. And it's like, honestly, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he went to Harvard.
Pamela, we defer to you. Maybe, I mean, Harrison is an exceptional individual, so maybe he was exceptional in his ability to hold his bladder at 6 weeks as well. Moving on. There is a video that I really enjoyed. We can play just a clip of it because it's quite long, by Girls Inquire, and it is one girl who has spending anxiety and one girl who doesn't have spending anxiety doing a PowerPoint presentation of what they bought that week.
Things we bought this week. Hi, I'm Madison and I deal with spending guilt. Here's what I bought this week. Monday and Tuesday, nothing. On Wednesday, after dealing with OCD for 20 years that I remember, I finally went to a psychiatrist after years of my OCD telling me not to get medicine. So I was very quickly prescribed Prozac, and I started that the next morning. That was $26 for the Prozac, but I used my HSA, so nothing out of my pocket. While I was at Walgreens waiting for my prescription, I did spend $6.72 on ice cream treats as a celebration for getting medicated. Saturday, as usual, we went to the beach and I spent $17.12 on parking. Maybe also a new routine, we did go out that night, and that cost me $47 in total, including Uber and food, bringing my final total to $206.84. I legitimately thought I spent under $200 with how small those increments were, but it adds up very fast.
Hi, my name is Rosa, and I have no spending guilt. Here's what I bought this week. Monday, nothing, so of course I made money. On Tuesday, I placed an order for these pants right here, but I spent $50.20 on that. Wednesday and Thursday, nothing, because we're starting the year off strong and financially responsible. On Friday, I spent $8.50 on coffee. And then the weekend rolls around, and so does the money out of my bank account. I spent $11.77 on energy drinks at Aroma Joe's. Then on a night out, I spent $47. That includes food, Ubers, etc. Which brings my final total for the week to $224.10.
What was your, I want to say, like, immediate reaction when you watched?
I was surprised that the amount that they spent each week was pretty similar.
Yes, and also so low.
Oh, of course it was so low. I think Sam or Claudio said, like, we should do that, but it would
No,
be
I
like
said we should do that.
And then someone said it would be $9 billion a week.
I said we should do that and then just all die because I don't want to know. Well, what was crazy to me is I was watching it being like, oh yeah, that makes sense. And then I was like, oh my God, that was $200. No wonder it's so hard. Like all of our money just evaporates immediately.
It just evaporates. I don't really want to know, but obviously like I put most things on a credit card. So I know based on my credit card statements how much I'm spending in a week. And it's not $200. It's a lot more.
There's also so many recurring costs that...
Oh, yes, that's true.
And there's like so many things I do that I prepaid, like my exercise classes. So I could say when I see like budgeting videos and people are like, well, this was free because... I'm like, it wasn't free. You just already paid for it. But like...
If it makes you feel better, then sure, it's free.
The number one takeaway besides the $200, which was... And the fact that the two of them spent so similarly was how did they spend only $47 in a night out and paid for Ubers and paid for food? That
Impossible.
Does not add up.
Nope. Absolutely not. Even if you have a slice of pizza and like a Coke and an Uber, it's more than $46.
Well, I was thinking like, did everyone buy drinks for, like, I need to know, like, did everyone buy drinks for you? I know that they're younger, so like,
right,
you know, maybe they went to like a frat party and so they didn't have to pay for anything, but like $47, that's a single Uber.
Absolutely.
Right?
It seems impossible.
Impossible. All right, but congratulations, ladies. And then finally, a quick video that came up on my page by Sarah Fisher M, talking about when she was in grad school terms that her and her friends wanted to ban.
When I was in grad school, my friends and I made a list of words that anytime they were used in discussion, we would just like share a look with each other because they like irked something within us. So here's a couple of those words, specifically for the humanities people out there. Polemical, teleological, archive, like when someone asks you, what's your archive? Topoi, that's one specifically for rhetoric people. And then also the word discourse. That just...
Obviously, discourse was the best one. Because
this is a personal attack on me and my love for the term discourse.
It really is, yes.
I do agree with, like, whenever people are like, epistemology, tautology, praxis, like there's so many different I could do a lot, but I won't. Let's move on. And I'm going to continue to happily say discourse on my TikTok podcast.
And you're allowed. I like when you say, now I started using it, so I like it.
I mean, what else are we going to say? Conversate. Like, I'm also, whatever.
It's okay. We like it now.
We all have our things.
Moving on to our media section, Traders in full swing. Really, really great this season. We can all agree we hate Colton. So this is a great video about Colton's fashion by Liu Tiet.
Okay, hi, I'm sorry. What the hell is this? From one friend's cigarette to another, you spent 29 long years in that closet, and clearly you were not looking at the clothes or playing dress up. What were you doing in there? I bet you were trying to figure out how to trap another person in there with you, stalker ass. He dresses like a toddler that got access to their mother's Amazon Prime account where they were having iPad time at dinner. This is single-handedly why that stereotype about gay men needs to be squashed and nipped in the bud. That we could all dress, all gay men are fashionistas, all gay men have style. No, whoever brought that rumor needs to be taken out back, shot in both knees, and one right between the eyes so they can never fucking spread it again. I mean, look at the material. You be the judge of it.
There's so much discourse about Colton's fashion and about Natalie's fashion. There's so many videos about, like, where does Natalie even buy her clothes? Like, what is she wearing?
Why? She's
Natalie?
just, like, kind of sporty, and then she'll have, like, weird leggings. Am I not paying attention to her clothes?
Or, like, strings? No, pay attention more to her clothes. When she's trying to dress up, it's very bizarre.
I'm just distracted by Mora's hats.
Oh, the hats are great.
The very large, like, purple one. The banquet outfits were sending me into outer space.
Absolutely. The other thing sending me into outer space, which the creator Sarah T. Neal realized too, is this.
Also, why was everyone scarfing down hard-boiled eggs in this episode? Was it just me and the people I watched with tonight that we were like every 5 seconds someone is like chomping on a hard-boiled egg? Like Rob literally, like everyone, I think in like the first 30 minutes, everyone's like chomping a hard-boiled egg. Just crazy.
Yeah, the scarfing down of the hard-boiled eggs was they just kept cutting away. I think the editors are told to, like, you know, play up some food items. So, like, the smoked salmon, hard-boiled eggs, so fucking funny.
Well, also, when Rob just, like, swallowed one whole.
He swallowed one
basically.
whole.
That was like,
it was insane.
Are you well, he is a snake trainer or like a snake wrangler. And so he probably just learned from his friends, the snakes.
Yeah.
I have created a new segment called the Tertulia Field Report because I feel like we're always referring to our group chat where there's a lot of fun videos that come across our pages. And so I wanted to highlight a couple of notes from the field this past week. The first is Ashley, friend of the pod, has been putting out very entertaining content as usual. And she did a video that I really liked about Groundhog Day.
As we approach Groundhog Day, this is your annual reminder that the groundhog is a fucking sham, and I'll say it loud and proud every year. And yes, I'm so passionate about this. I'm doing this in the middle of negative wind chills in New York City. So the two options the groundhog has are he either sees his shadow and gets scared and goes back underground, for which we have 6 more weeks of winter, or he doesn't see his shadow and spring is coming soon. Could you imagine a world at work where my boss asked me, hey, when can I expect this strategy document? And I said to her, a bad answer would be, ooh, it's going to be 6 weeks. And a good answer is, it's coming soon. There are no KPIs for the groundhog, and we need to hold him accountable. So this year, don't support Groundhog Day.
I like this video as well, and we have to say her handle is The Real Ashley Rose. I agree. Groundhog's Day is a sham.
I mean, what she's talking about is they're using imprecision in their favor by saying, oh, it's soon. And
that's what makes it a sham. I like that she refers to KPIs. She
that
made it all about marketing
because of who I am, but I was like, I don't know what that is.
Wait,
can I
metric.
guess? No, let me guess. KPI.
Do I know?
Wait,
I don't know. I mean, I'm
gonna make a guess. I'm gonna guess what a KPI is.
But I know it's a metric.
Okay, let me guess.
Okay.
I feel like it's something per interval. So like what starts with a K? Kitchens. Nope.
Okay. This is enough.
I don't know. Per interval. What's yours?
I did have to look it up too. Ugh. It's a key performance indicator.
Totally.
Totally. All right. What else is on the field report?
Okay. The second field report was a video from Sam of a recommendation for when you're being interviewed.
I think a really good idea is during a job interview, when the person interviewing you asks if you have any questions, say, do you think I'm fat?
I love this so much. And this reminds me, this past weekend at my parents' house, there's a scale in one of the bathrooms that needs a battery replacement. So when I went on it, it just says low. And every time I went on it, it said low because I thought I broke it. But I'm like, yes, I am a low weight. This is the perfect scale.
That's wonderful. My final report from the field, the Tertulias, is Melissa. I'm coming to you with love and affection and with respect as the co-founder of this podcast, but you need an intervention at this point.
And that's related to heated rivalry.
The girl, I don't even want to know. I think it would be akin to like the budgeting in the past week. I don't want to know how many times this woman
out of mind
has rewatched the show at this point.
And she's reading the books. And also, I imagine her every algorithm on any social media app is just all heated rivalry.
Well, it's also because I feel like the only reason I'm sick of the heated rivalry content is because it's all
Melissa keeps sending it. And in her defense, she did send.
She lives in Canada.
No, but I was gonna say she did send some non-heated rivalry content today, so maybe she is moving past it. She said she was gonna take a breather over the weekend, and then she reverted back. She couldn't do it, and she injured herself. She was watching something on her phone, and her phone fell on her face.
Melissa, I love you. I care about you.
We're sending light and love.
I just feel like something's got to give. We need.
But also, as Sam said,
Everyone
Sam
should
said,
do whatever they want.
So
And
Melissa, keep being perfect.
Keep being who you are, living your truth, and maybe watch a new show.
And maybe, I think everyone's friend group probably has a Melissa who is like a little too obsessed with heated rivalry, but that's okay. We all have our place.
We all have our place in this world, and Melissa's is keeping her finger to the pulse of the heated rivalry content wheel.
With that, thank you all for listening. We shall be back next week for more TikTok.
Yay! And our key performance intervals.
Bye. Indicators.
Oh, whatever.
Bye.